Someone asked me today, what is somatic processing? What is processing on the level of the mind, body, thoughts, and emotions? I have a great analogy to explain that. I remember as a child who couldn't read yet, of course. I needed others around me to read stuff for me, the newest comic book, a story, or even a label. Because looking at the letters and the words, or even an entire text, didn't make sense to me because I didn't know the letters yet. I couldn't put it together in my mind. Once I learned to read, I felt so free in a way that I didn't need others anymore. The letters, the words, and the text started to make sense. And I felt so free, like being on top of the world or being the queen of the world. I could read it for myself, so I was free and independent in a way. I remember even the feeling of success, that I could just read stuff. And of course, initially, I was struggling a little bit in that learning phase. I had to do some effort to learn to read. Over time and with a lot of practice, reading just simply became a normal and natural part of my daily experience, of my consciousness. I didn't even notice that I was reading after a while. It just became automatic, just like walking, eating, drinking, breathing. Somatic processing is somewhat similar to me. I also remember that as a child, I couldn't make sense or I couldn't understand my emotions and my internal experience. I also needed others and explain things to me, why I was feeling the way I was feeling. But of course, adults couldn't always help me. Whenever I felt it wasn't safe to feel, allow, and express something in my experience, I didn't know what to do with it, so I just shut it down, pushed down, and somehow didn't want to feel it anymore or express it anymore. All that thing that I stuffed down as a little kid remained unfelt, unmet, and unprocessed. I was still needing something to go to the root of that repression mechanism in my experience that made me suffer a lot. And I've been learning more and more how to unrepress it, how not to do it. And KI, or somatic processing, also just became a natural part of my consciousness after a while. I don't need others anymore to help me to read my experience, to make the unconscious thoughts and feelings conscious. And if you also want to see for yourself if you're repressing your emotions or your internal experience for some reason, just say to yourself, I want to feel my emotions. I want to feel into my body. Or it's okay to feel my emotions and show my emotions to others. My anger, my hurt, sadness, fear. Just be honest about the response that you're having now. Just see if any thought or feeling says no to that. Just be aware if there is any disagreement or discomfort with this statement. Because if you have the discomfort with this statement, it means that to some degree, you're also repressing your internal experience and emotions. And of course, this was simply a quick somatic testing for you. If you got curious about your response and you want a more comprehensive somatic testing, please just go to repressiontest.com, type your email, and we are going to send you a more comprehensive somatic testing for free that you can do on your own.